Hello, I'm Daniel Richards. I'm a student at the University of Plymouth and I'm currently studying a bachelor's degree in computing. In this video, I'll be discussing my final year project called Vollab. Vollab is a collaborative video repository web application designed to allow online video content creators to share their resources on a particular video project. The main reason I decided to do this as my final year project is because it involves one of my interests outside of university, which is video editing. Before I started university, I used to edit videos for certain channels on YouTube. To send them the files, I would send them a link via Google Drive, which they would then use to download these files and then use them in their projects. This wasn't always a practical method, however, as I was often not the only person who would be doing video work for these projects. So managing all of the files from each of these users became quite difficult. As such, I believe a repository-style application that's optimized for video editing projects would be a very useful tool for helping to organize files on a given project. The two main issues that needed to be solved was how I would go about storing the files for video projects and how they would be organized for each project. The two main issues that needed to be solved was how I would go about storing the files for video projects and how they would be organized for each project. To solve the first issue, I used Azure Cloud Storage. Each project on the web application is given their own container, which is used to store and organize these files for that particular project. The metadata from these files is then stored in a database, which is then retrieved and displayed on a project workstation, allowing users to review it. To solve the second issue, the database also stores data relating to projects, such as members, comments, and tasks for the project, and users that are assigned to these tasks. The API that interacts with this database then allows control over who can interact with the project repository, such as if they're able to upload files to it or not. The people who would benefit from this application the most are online video content creators, especially ones which collaborate with other people online. If they are working on a project with multiple people contributing, then this application makes it easy to track what files these members have uploaded and contributed. The main savings I believe that this application offers is the ability to save time when it comes to managing files for your project and tasks for this project, as well as saving storage space on your computer's physical drives. The application not only provides a means to collaborate with others on a project, it also offers a means to archive these files for future use, which means this saves production time down the road, potentially. The first key feature of this application is setting up the project repository space. So, as you can see, this is a list of test projects which I've created, and I'll walk you through setting up the project workspace. So if we go to create new, this will take us into the create projects form, and this gives us some details in which we can give our project. So we can name it, so we'll call this test action movie. And we can give it a genre. These are the different genres you can choose from: action, animated, comedy, drama, horror, sci-fi, and western. Since we've given this title an action movie, we'll just call it action. And we'll just give it a quick description. This is my first action movie. And the project container name is the space on cloud storage which will be used to store the files for this project. So we'll just give it the name test action movie. And once that's done, we now have the workstation. And from here we can view the details of this, and we can then access our workstation. The next key feature of this application is uploading and managing files on the repository. So to do this, there's a simple form which you can use to upload files directly onto this workstation. I have some example files up and running. So the main files which can be uploaded are video, audio, and image files. Files which are the main backbone of any video editing project. So if I just quickly select some image files and video and audio files to upload, you can upload multiple files at once as well. As you can see, the files have been uploaded successfully. You can also preview these files on the workstation itself, and also preview them in more detail on their own unique pages. You can listen to audio files through an audio player and review their waveforms. You can preview videos on the HTML5 video player. As you can see, this video is playing successfully. And you can also preview images. There are also a variety of download methods which users can use to download and use these files on their project. You can download them individually, as shown here. As you can see, that's downloaded successfully. Another method is to download all the files at once as a zip file. This offers a concise method to quickly download all the files needed from the repository. As you can see, the files have been downloaded successfully. And the last download method is to individually select which files you want to download. This will add them to a custom zip file specifically depending on what files you wish to download. So, as an example, I'll download this file and this file. This takes you to a screen where you can review the files which you have selected to download, and you can download those files. You can also view the files which you yourself have downloaded in your own page to make it easier for you to access those files. As on top of this, you can also filter depending on file type and who has uploaded. This makes it easier to find the files you need on the workstation. The next main feature of this application is adding more users onto your project repository so they can provide their expertise to your project. There are two main methods to go about adding users onto your project. The first is to add the user manually, and the other is for that user to submit a request in which you can approve their membership. So the first method, you get access to a list of users from the website, and this allows you to manually add the users onto the project repository. So let's add a couple users from here. Okay, so now these users have been added onto the repository. I will next show off the next method on how to add users onto your repository. The next method of gaining project membership is to submit a request to the admins on the project repository. This is as simple as clicking the Submit Request button on the workstation page. This request has now been sent and are waiting for the admins to verify. As can be seen now that we're back in the admin panel on the project repository, there is a new user request waiting to be verified. So if we access that, we can then approve this user to be added onto the project repository, allowing them to upload various multimedia files needed for this project. You can also give users admin privileges. These privileges allow admins to add new users and approve user membership requests. This is done simply by going into their Edit Privileges page and checking this checkbox gives them admin privileges. As can be seen, this user is now an admin. The last main part of the user management section of the application is viewing the contributions a user has made to the project. This can be done by going to the View Contributions page and here you can view the different files they've uploaded as well as any comments they've made to a specific file. So these are the files which they've uploaded, and this is the file they've made a comment on. This is particularly useful for when you want to find a specific file uploaded by a specific user. The last main part of this application involves task management. This allows you to create tasks and then assign users to them. The process is fairly simple. You go to Create Task, write a description for this task. In this case, I'll write Edit Introduction Scene. Once that's achieved, you can then assign users to them, like so. Okay, so in this menu, you're able to modify what users will be assigned to the task. You can also remove these later, which I will show you in a bit. So let's add these two users on. As you can see, they've now been assigned the task. And this has updated my tasks as well, since I assigned myself to the task. To complete the task, go into Edit and then click Is Complete. This will add the task to the completed card on the other side. To remove a user, go back into the Group Management page and then Select the user you want to remove. As can be seen, they've now been removed from the task.